Hi, Graham Harjinder. Just very quickly want to respond to your email from a few weeks ago, which raised concerns about some of the design issues of what we had proposed. I think you'd said in your email that you're happy with the layout, but the issue was very much in some of the material choices. This is what we showed you the last time on the lower stairs, which was panelling below and glass above. We've looked in the last few days at alternatives to this. And I think the most extreme of those would be where we, in lieu of the glass, go for a solid infill above the stairs and leave it open below. Or if it's not open, then we infill it with shelves, which could be kind of exposed and useful as space adjacent to the table. The other extreme is maybe to remove the glass altogether and to provide an open stairs that is potentially even free of any sort of fall protection. There's obviously an inherent risk in that, although lots of other architects have done it. Here's an example of one of an architect who has no fall protection whatsoever. It looks great and really makes the stairs feel incredibly open, but the reality is there's a risk, obviously, in terms of using it, but also in terms of getting building control sign-off. We do have to get somebody to sign off your building, because without that it's kind of hard to sell, and if something happens, then obviously you haven't fulfilled your obligation under the law. But lots of people do this on the basis that that balustrades are something they don't want. The other, I think, thing you made clear in this sketch was the idea that you want something of, you use the word, I think, chaos in your email, but something that is a little less regimented and rigorous than the kind of the steel bars that we were suggesting, and maybe something that works to the scale of a person more ergonomically. And the other reference you gave here, where it is a little bit more less regimented. Drawing on both of those, I think, and the idea of really the balustrade not being too enclosing, I think where we're wondering is whether the very minimal type of balustrade is the way to go on this, and a stairs that can double up maybe as a piece of furniture. And that's particularly the case for maybe this view. So this is the view that is on the level above. Showing here on the left-hand side maybe a balustrade that doesn't have any infill whatsoever. So we give it a bit of an upstand at the bottom just to stop things falling over, but we express the balustrade just as a very simple line. And rather than maybe then, like this example, the curves being something which express themselves as the stairs and form a piece of furniture, we wonder whether the curves might be something slightly more subtle. For instance, this example where the curve is formed in the stair handrail rather than the stair itself. So it's much more ties in with the way your hand runs down the stairs. So again, this view of, which is standing at the balustrade, that maybe if those two balustrades are simply curved where they need to be curved, let's say where it comes down and turns a corner, and then that allows your hand to follow it, but are left open so that they really don't represent an obstruction between the light shaft on the right and the room on the left. And maybe that we tweak the stairs, particularly that bottom landing section, so that when the doors are slid open, somebody can actually sit there and enjoy the sun. That might be a simpler way of doing the same thing. So I think that's the end of what I want to say. I mean, in essence, I think, we'll say this into the email, but I think these issues kind of, we definitely want to get them right, but they don't really stop what we're doing anyway, which is liaising with Party Wall and engineers at the moment just to get the rest of the building design. But it is useful to get your view on this and to make sure we're in agreement. So if you could maybe have a view of this a couple of times and let us know your thoughts on that, then I think we can progress this forward. Okay, have a great weekend.